Hi guys, thank you for tuning in. Welcome to what should be my third video. Now, like the last video, which will be uploaded the exact same day as this. Yep, I was done a few of them, some didn't work out right, so I picked the two I want to upload because I've not uploaded in I think it's about 3 to 4 weeks. So yeah, welcome back. As you can see, the ship I will be reviewing this time is the mogai heavy warbird retrofit. Well, it won't actually be the retrofit. It'll be the mirror universe retrofit, which has some similarities and some differences. So I'm going to go over the retrofit first, which is the Vice Admiral level ship. It is acquirable through the fleet store, through the fleet ship requisitions, or through the Zen store. Now, I'm going to do a little on all three. I'm going to show you the mirror universe. And of course, when it comes to the customization and the way the ship's set out, the mirror universe is exactly the same, just minus the consoles and bridge officers. So let's get into this. The Mogai Heavy Warbird Refit is an upgraded Mogai Heavy Warbird. The Heavy Warbird was a powerful ship utilised by the Romulan Star Empire towards the end of the 24th century. The Heavy Warbird has an average turn rate and impulse speed, but carries more weapon power than the Dahal and a significantly increased hull strength. So that's this one. That's the Dahal. So the Mogai Heavy Warbird has the same speed and impulse and everything, but a lot more power and hull strength. So it's a stronger ship. Yeah, here we are. The Heavy Warbird refit comes with a universal ionized particle beam console. This console empowers all of your energy weapons with a negative ion charge which can linger on the target, exposing them to a powerful ion particle stream generated by your ship's particle generator. So it has a special console, that's all that's saying. Like most Zen ships, they have the special console. And this one will charge your weapons with an ion particle. I won't read the rest, of course, because there's a lot there. What this ship has is it gives you a +10 to weapon subsystems and a +5 to engine subsystems. It can load cannons, dual heavy cannons, all the cannons you want. It comes with that special console we spoke about briefly. The Singularity Warp Core, like all warbirds, as far as I'm aware, I believe there's only one Romulan warbird. One Romulan ship, as far as I'm aware, that doesn't use the Singularity, and I believe that is the Tal Shiar Adapted Destroyer. Don't quote me on that one. I'll need to double check that, but yeah, it has a Romulan battle cloak. Brilliant piece of kit. It allows you to cloak while in red alert. First of all, I'll apologise now. I am rifling through this because I'm trying to keep my videos quite short. Singularity abilities, 40 base power to all subsystems, plasma shockwave, quantum absorption, warp shadow, singularity jump, and singularity overcharge. Now, you've played Romulan up to now. If you're getting this ship and you've been in the Romulans, you have these abilities. So you know what they are. If you don't, they're really cool abilities, and I would suggest play Romulans to find out because you will like most of them. There'll be some that will suit your playstyle, there's some that won't. But yeah. For bridge officer stations, you have a lieutenant tactical, a commander tactical, a lieutenant commander engineering, ensign science, and a lieutenant universal. You have 3 engineering consoles, 4 tactical, 2 science. You have 4 weapons, 3 aft weapons. Your base hull is 33,000. Shield modifier of 1, base crew 900, base turn 14, and a device slot of 3. Not bad. Not obviously, I mean, it's 4, 3, and 2 in consoles, so you've still got your 10. I mean, I would like one less science, maybe one more tactical, or even an extra engineering, one less science, because I don't do science very often. So yeah, that would just be me. I believe mine, because it is Mirror Universe, does come with 2, 3 science, and takes away engineering, which I don't like, I'll be honest. So the next heavy warbird is, of course, the fleet. The only difference with the fleet one is, of course, how you obtain it, because you need to get yourself 4 fleet modules, which costs 2,000 Zen to buy all 4. You then need to get 20,000 fleet credits, which you get through contributing to your fleet. But this one gives you the 4 engineering consoles I spoke about, gives you the 4 tactical, and it gives you your 2 science. Brilliant. So it still gives you 10, but it gives you an extra engineering. The bridge officer seatings are exactly the same, down to a T. The weapons and everything are the same. The base hull, you get an extra 3,000, and the shield, you get an extra 0.1. But everything else is pretty spot on. It's very similar. It's all the same. You don't get the special console. That's only the Zen ship. So that would be something, if you want the console, you may have to invest in both ships. But if you do plan on getting the Zen ship, buy it first, because then this only costs you 1 console, 1 fleet module, sorry, 1 fleet ship module, which only costs you then 500 Zen. So buying the Zen will make it cheaper for you, but also, well, technically it's the same price, but you get 2 for cheap. Cheaper than you get, basically buy 1, get 1 at a reduced price. So they're the 2 in-game through the store, through the requisitions. And the Mirror Universe, which is in my opinion, the easier and cheaper, is the one I'm using, the RRW Def, which I know is a terrible, terrible name for any ship. I was at a loss when I named it. Very similar stats, and these stats are the 33 hull, like the Zen ship, but 3,000 less than the 3,000 less than the, of course, the fleet version. You have your 4 weapons in the front, 3 weapons in the back, 900 crew. You have bridge officer seatings. I believe you do get 1 less bridge officer on this ship. I mean, what I mean by less is, yeah, you lose a lieutenant engineering, ensign. You lose a lieutenant tactical, and you get an ensign tactical. Not very good. You also lose your lieutenant commander engineering and get a lieutenant, but you get 2 science stations. So, you know, they are lieutenant commander and lieutenant. I'm not a big science fan, but when I can heal my shield and heal other people's shields, help and repel enemies that tractor beams, I can accept that. Stations, because I'm using a kind of mix of beam and cannons, I'm using the, that is, if I remember right, the Jem'Hadar bridge officer, which is a good bridge officer to have. I mean, he's good in the terms that he comes pre-trained with rapid fire 3 for cannons. I have given him beam overload, beam array fire at will, 1, torpedo spread 2, and attack pattern omega 1. I would rather that be like 3 or 2 or 3 at least, but no, so I can't get it. This one I'm going to change out for, I believe, another torpedo spread, just for extra. Engineering, emergency power to engines, and engineering team 1, 2, sorry. Emergency power to engines, quite simple. I like to be able to, when I'm going somewhere, if I'm going quite slow, because I did not put any power into my engine, my impulse, that gets me there quicker, as well as an engine battery. Science team 1 from a science, tractor beam, repeller, and charge particle burst 2. That to heal my shield. Sorry about that beeping. Sorry, that to heal my shield. That to stop tractor beams from locking on. That pushes them away, and that releases a kind of burst of energy that can do some damage, not much. Another shield, science team 1 for shield, and transfer shield strength 2. I never use this. I'll be honest, I never use it. I am thinking of just swapping these round, so yeah, I'll do that now actually. That way I get gravity wealth 1, which is always good. So that's my stations. Now for rig out. Now, as you can see, I use the Elache dual heavy crescent cannons, Mark 12s, very rare. Accuracy, critical damage. I got these off the exchange. There is no constant to them. It's just as they are. And as they are, they're all different. So you've got this one, which is the other one. It's the same cannons with critical damage, critical hit, and damage. Damage, worthless in my opinion, but you know. Well, these two are very similar. And of course, I've got the Borg transphasic torpedo, Mark 12, 3 damage Borg. I'm using the Mako gravitational deflector array, the Solene hyper engine impulse, hyper efficient hyper impulse engine. I'm using a common, which I'm going to be switching out soon, Trellon Fused Singularity Core Mark 12 SSR. Using the Solene Resilient Shield Array, no real reason. I'm using an uncommon Disruptor beam Array because Elachia are Disruptor weapons. I'm using the Nanite Disruptor Turret because I do like the stats that can give, and it gives that crit severity of 20, crit accuracy of 10%. I'm using the Kinetic Cut and Beam as always. Never leave home without it because I'm also using the assimilated technology. Engine batteries, like I said, got to have them. I'm using Fleet Neutroniums because I can get them and they were cheap and I went for it at the time. 21, I'm using the Mark 12 and the Mark 11, which I wish I'd all Mark 12s, of course. That gives me 21.2 kinetic damage resistance, 21.2 all energy damage resistance, and 10.6 Starship Structural Integrity hit points. I have went for hit points and turn rate. This one is all 20% plus 20% turn rate. I am using Mark 11 shield generators because I can't afford Mark 12s at the moment, and I definitely can't afford Mark 12, very rare. So they boost my shield capacity by 16.2% each. Assimilated module, which you should all have seen by now, because it's very well used all round. I'm using the 0 point module from the Romulan Reputation. Yeah, so that's that. I'm using the disruptor inducing coils for my disruptors. I'm using uncommon because, again, I'm planning the next couple of weeks upgrading to fleet disruptor into consoles. No point in wasting unnecessary credits just to get ones which I'm going to be upgrading anyway, or crafting them because, again, I am going to upgrade. So that is it for the look of the ship. Now, for the rig out, I'm going to go over here and I'm going to customize. There isn't much you can customize on this ship. There really is not. It's not the most customizable. I've noticed that with the Romulan ships though. They don't have many options. I mean, you have the extra Zen store look, which is 1,000 Zen. I might be purchasing just so I can have the wings and that face piece because the head of the ship looks brilliant. It looks kind of, to me, like an elite from Halo. That's just me personally. You can change window types. There's 4. I normally go type 4 just because it's just what I go for. 1 bridge layout. You have the mirrored look to this ship, which is how it comes standard with the mirror ship, which I have because I got it from the Zen store. And you have all those types. So I'm just gonna keep mine the way it is. Yes, I'm going to go back to the mogai. You can choose all these and colors. So quite standard, very simple look to this ship. Not going to lie. So yeah, but it might look standard. It might be a very standard ship. It is very, very reliable. It's very good. Power levels I've found with Romulans are not great, especially for tactical officers. I believe engineering get a lot more power boosts, of course, but I went tactical for my Romulan and I'm kind of regretting it because, again, I like having a lot of power levels. I've had to lower my weapons abilities simply because I don't have the power for them to give my shield anything good, and as I say, I use engine batteries to give it any speed whatsoever. So yeah, this is what it looks like in space. Now, the ship is very nice looking. I mean, it does, even though it's a simple, not very much customization. It's got beautiful wings, in my opinion, and it's got nacelles, which just look, well, you wouldn't even know that they are nacelles. I would call them nacelles. I don't know if they are officially. I mean, that looks to me like the deflector array. Kind of weird place for it, but what each yourself. My Mako does have a design which is coming out of the nose, but the nose doesn't seem to have a deflector. So yeah, and Let's take it into sector space. Because we can. Loading screens. This game has loading screens everywhere, but lucky enough they don't last long. I'll give them that. Nice bit of player-based imagery, their players' pictures. So yeah, I'm going to see if I can go here, boost the speed, which I love that all Vice Admirals seem to be able to do. Don't want to enter in this sector. Everyone's been there because that's part of the, I believe, the commander level missions. Don't quote me on that one, of course. Right, so let's see if we can find an engagement. And say this is a rather rushed review, and I do apologise for that. It's just I'm trying to get them done so I can get 2 out at the same time. I'm also planning on having my next one done probably within 7 days of doing this, but I am planning on doing it sooner. Maybe get it the next 3-4 days, and that will also be on a Romulan ship. It will be on the Dreadnought class, which is the Scimitar. I don't have the free set, but I do have the Scimitar. I'll be doing that one. So yeah, let's have a look. Cloaking, because as I say, Romulans have that amazing little battle cloak, which I do love. Here we go. Decloak. Turn around. And this is why I have the Elatri. Those cannon blasts are just brilliant. Time to use my anti-tractor beams. I do have to use a lot of hull repair in this. I'll be honest, I don't like that fact. I mean, not that it really ever drives me nuts enough, because I do seem to do quite a decent amount of damage without it. I don't seem to get destroyed very often. I say that and then I'll get destroyed in this video. I know it. Always happens. See, I'm a fan of the Romulans, but not their ships or the power levels. To me, they're just very low powered in game, which is not good because I like having a bit of power behind me. Pop off an Omega, shield again, turn round, let off some cannons, rapid fire, torpedo spread. Let's see if we can. There we go. That's it. Dead. Yep. The hunter escorts. They'll be dead in seconds. Yep. And so will I, by the looks of it. There we go. Yep, took a beating, lost hull integrity quite a few times, but ultimately won in the end. Now, this ship, I believe, is available on the exchange. You can buy the Mirror Universe version on the exchange. I've showed you how to get the other 2 ones by either the Zen store or by fleet modules and credits. It is worthwhile. The power levels are not good, in my opinion. I wish they'd more equalise. Then again, my build's not complete. So yeah, that is my very fast review, in my opinion, because normally they last 30 minutes, of the Mogai Heavy Warbird. Thank you for watching.